take, but I don't want to work anymore. God has completely removed that like boss babe mentality from me. I desire nothing more than to be provided for. Now, let me say, if somebody's providing for you, I truly believe, though, that you are serving them and serving your family. I don't want somebody to just be providing for me and I'm like laying on the couch doing nothing. I want to serve my family if my husband is providing for me. And it's so funny because for so many years I had this like super masculine, like I want to be a boss babe and I want to do all these things, like, and I still enjoy what I do. Like I'm a hairstylist. I run a small business and I make content on the side and I love what I do. Like it brings me so much joy to spread the gospel online and I get to make people feel pretty all day. It's like a privilege and an honor to do my job. However, with that being said, I would much rather be cooking and cleaning for my husband and running my kids to soccer practice. If I had to choose one or the other, I'm for sure every time going to choose my husband and my family. That I don't even have yet, but I know that the Lord puts the desire, he knows the desires of our heart because he puts them there. So it's just funny that the Lord will completely change the way that.
Yo, listen. It sounds good. Have y'all ever went to like a Facebook marketplace, or if you're a little bit older, went to Craigslist and you seen all of the pretty pictures and all of the imperfections was hidden and the engine was cleaned on a car that you was trying to observe, or it didn't even have to be a car. It could have been anything that you was searching for that you seen and you wanted to go and check it out. Or I don't know if y'all have ever seen pictures of a house online and you're like, you know what? I want to go and see that house to buy or to rent. And I might want to live there. It just seems like it's just too good to be true. And that particular ad is going to get a lot of calls. And so when you then call them, they're going to be like, you know what? It's a lot of people calling me right now. You're just going to have to pull up with the money and just the price is the price and all of this stuff. And then you get there, right? And you start kicking the tires a little bit. And you tell them to cut on the engine and the engine is knocking, and you know that they put the lubricant in there to try to prevent the engine from knocking. Or you open up the car or you start to see that they put a little bit of Bondo right here and the paint ain't the same on this side as it is on that side. Or you go into that house, right, and you realize that, you know what, let me drive by here at night and the neighborhood is not so ideal, or they got a lot of repairs that they need to make and stuff. And you trying to justify it in your mind, but your spirit and everything in you is telling you, listen, to walk away from this situation. This is the same type of situation as selfish in relationships. Walk away from this situation, fellas. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not that she's a bad person, all right? I'm not saying that this is a bad person. I don't think that a lot of people that want to convert over into doing the right thing is a bad person. That's not what I'm saying, all right? What I'm saying is you will never be able to get a boss babe to transition over into being a submissive housewife that all of a sudden wants to serve their family and serve their husbands. I'm going to tell you the truth, and then I'm going to add the context. Women are starting to realize that it's hard. It is hard out here in these streets. It is tough out here in these streets to try to survive. And so, they'll frame it nicely and they won't really actually tell you the real, because they're going to say, and it's a white lie, right? And what a white lie is it's like a half truth, but you just omit the other part of it, the full context as to why it is it's happening, right? And so they'll say, God has humbled me, or God has changed my heart. And I do think that God plays a role in showing people who they are and what their circumstances and what their real objective should have been or is, right? But they'll say that, they'll frame it, but they won't tell you how God showed them. And it's that being a boss babe didn't actually serve you, right? It's now I want to be a submissive housewife. Now I want to be a trad wife. Now I want to start serving my husband and my family if, and remember, she put that if in there. She said, if my husband is fully providing. So submission comes with a price in this instance. And y'all got to be able to see through it. Y'all see the woman, and I know it's going to be a bunch of guys in the chat especially in her comments or in her chat that say stuff like, oh man, oh, I would love to take you out, or I hear you, baby, or I would love nothing more than that. And so, guys, we gullible. You know what I'm saying? We have boxolitis. It's easy for us to not be able to see the context clues or truly understand, hey, why aren't you wifed up already? Or why did you come to this epiphany? Or how many guys have you dated? And how many relationships have you been in? And what happened to the last 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 guys or more that you used to talk to? And how come they didn't propose to you? And why did you just have this change of heart? Was it because you prayed, or was it because your bills is due and you're tired of shelling out, but you're looking at your bank account and you realizing that it's a zero-sum game, but you actually want to have kids? Do you have kids? Don't you have? Like, there's a lot of questions that you'll probably never get the answer to. And so you got to use your context clues. But what I found personally, and this is not directed to her in particular, but because I only looked at this video, I didn't look at her whole thing. What I found personally is that most women are tired because they realize that everything is not what they thought it to be, and it's not ideal to step outside of your purpose to try to be a man and compete with us. And so they framed this thing like it was all cool and it was awesome and feminism and boss babe and stuff, when in reality, that was never your purpose in the first place. And so it's much easier, much easier to build with somebody. They're not trying to say, yo, I want to be with a great guy. I'm trying to figure out what the purpose is. What if that guy says that, hey, I don't want you to quit your job unless we have kids? Or what if he says, once we have kids and the kids become of age to be able to go to school full time, I want you to be purposeful and actually go and work. Like, what if the guy says that? Does the submission go away? Does the I want to be under a man go away? Could you fully take his direction? Or is it only conditional based off of what you believe that you want to do in a relationship that serves you? And that is the key. That is truly the key, is that it serves them. What I hear when I hear this type of stuff is I, me, I want, I'm tired, I am being revealed, God is dealing with me, I. And I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, y'all think that it's all cute. You think that it's nice. Of course, she's going to present herself as the best on a date. And, oh, I just want to serve a man and all of this. But what I am telling you is that it will evolve and it will change depending on the circumstance. And everybody is going to be nice when the money right. Everybody is going to be nice when they're going through some stuff. Everybody is going to be humble when they feel like everything is not working out to the ideal spec of what they imagine what life would be for them. Everybody is tired. All of these women are tired. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, from the top to the bottom, they are exhausted. And we different because we've been given a different purpose. Our makeup is different. The framework by which God created man is different. And so we may get a little bit exhausted. We may get a little bit flustered. We may be a little frustrated, but we don't really get tired because this is what we thrive for. This is what we live for. We thoroughbreds. And so we run. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We go get it. We wake up and we get motivated by the opportunity to take over something else. And that's what pushes us on a daily basis. That's not what they was made for. And then they tried to step outside of their framework in order to be like us. And they realized that somebody, feminism, all of these things that created this environment that forced them to have to step away and then be boss babes was less than ideal for them. And so unless you get one that was never a boss babe in the first place, you got to be very, very careful. And again, I'm not saying that there's not good women out there. And I'm not saying that, women shouldn't be productive and that they shouldn't work, because that's just being an adult. But to change a mindset overnight and then to blame it on God, I think it's all circumstantial, but I could be wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Interesting, isn't it?